Okay, plugins in Dynamics 365 is the most important part for the Dynamics 365 development. Okay, if you want to become a proper developer for Dynamics 365, so you have to learn the plugin on the custom workflow. Then only we can treat the people will treat you as a full-time, I mean complete Dynamics 365 developer. No, I know like a lot of people they will do the customizations and they do the Power Automate, but those guys will not have like a much background of work, right? That's like a kind of a functional kind of people they can treat it. If you want to convert as a full-time, I mean proper Dynamics 365 developer, you have to learn the plugins on custom workflows and some part of the integration. Okay, so this is the first step for as part of a development side. So you will become a full-time developer, right? So in a plugin, okay, what is a plugin? So normally we can see plug in, two words. In my words, plug in means plugin means you can easily adapt something. Okay, you can take the switchboard, right? In the switchboard, we'll call it as a plugs. Okay, so why we need that plugins is it can be easily insert in the main flow of the plugin, main flow of the Dynamics 365. So generally how it will be the main flow. Okay, so generally it will be the main flow is like something. So if you treat right, so like a user, okay, if you treat like a this a user, just think he's a person. Okay, so this user is trying to create a record in Dynamics CRM. Okay. So if this the user, you who trying to create some record in Dynamics 365. Okay, so what he will do first, he will enter the data, right? He will enter the data, correct? He will fill the form. He will fill the form. Okay, he will fill the form. Okay, we can increase this one also. I can increase, but that's not the okay. That's fine. Whoever let's think like a whoever user is filling the form. Okay, in the Dynamics 365, this total box you can think it as a Dynamics 365. Okay, so when he was filling this Dynamics 365 form, then what he will do? He will click on a save, right? So while filling this form, the client side program it will be triggering. While he was filling this form, the client side, all the JavaScript and everything will be triggering. Once he click on a save, from there onwards, from save button to once save button is clicked, that means it will trigger the server side program. Once he click on a save, that will trigger the server side program. So in the back end, what the operations it will perform, right? There is some out of box operations also will perform. Out of box means this is the tool. The Microsoft they build some inbuilt functionality. There you want to perform some custom logic. While once user click on a save and data going to the database, in between you want to perform some logic, some validation, server side validation. Some you want to do some additional logic like a while you are creating a one record, you want to do the validation or you want to perform other record, right? Whatever the business logic is required, you can place it. Okay, once user click on a save button to what data going to the database. After going data going to database to again the control comes back to user. Okay, so first action and the user will click on save button, then the backend pipeline we will call it as a pipeline. The pipeline will trigger, it will go to the database, again from database to user. Okay, so the total process we will call it as a execution pipeline. So here the plugin, why it will plays a key role, as I told you right earlier before this session. So all the crucial business logic will be saved. Okay, all the business logic should be in the server side. Server side, right? So that's why plugins is the main. Once user click on that button, from there it will take the route between the database to again to back to user. In simplest form, I'm telling. Okay, I don't want to touch too much technically, but in simple way, you guys should understand. In the back end, the logic is that if you already written a plugin, you understand that. If you are not written anything, this is a background process, it will be done. Okay, for example, you are traveling from right some Hyderabad to Mumbai. Simple. You are traveling from Hyderabad to Mumbai or Hyderabad to Chennai, right? Your target is fixed. Your traveling path is fixed. Okay, if you want to pick up your friend in between, what he will do? You will ask him to come to the particular point, right? So the traveling part is already fixed. Okay, only you are picking the additional things. This person will come or not. You are traveling to your road. Okay, or else if you need any help, right, while going this process, anyway you will travel it. If you need any additional things, okay, you will talk to that person and you will get it done, right? In the same way, once the user click on save button, what the user entered on the form, that same data will go to the database. That is fixed, right? In between, you want to modify the data, you want to do small adjustments, there we will write a plugin. Okay, because this should be done on the server side. Okay, you will write a plugin there and you will do the your logic. So in the same flow, nowadays the most of the people, they are going with the Power Automate also. So whatever you can do with the plugin, most of the 90% of the functionality you can do with the Power Automate as well. But remaining 20%, 20 to 30% of the logic, complex logic, where you cannot achieve with the Power Automate. Like a plugin can trigger uh, pre-post like that, and it will give the immediate response to the user, response back to the user. But where Power Automates will be running asynchronous, the operation will done, but user cannot see the response immediately. He has to refresh the screen, right? So that's why plugin is a key thing in the Dynamics 365. Okay, this concept you understand. Okay, now I will back to the actual uh, plugin concept. So and the background of the plugin, you got it right. So plugin is a middle component where you will insert when the data traveling from the user to database, from database to user. In the two places you can keep it. General definition. If you want the technical definition, a plugin is a .NET assembly. Okay, a plugin is a .NET assembly that can be used to intercept the events generated from the CRM system to perform a variety of actions. Okay, the same thing, whatever I explained previously, right? From user to database, this will be intercepting middle component. This is a proper technical definition. Okay, but the concept is same. I want you guys to understand the concept. Okay, so concept you guys has to understand. That is my main thing. Okay, if you need a technical definition, if you need the things, I can provide a material, but I want you guys to understand the concept. And when you develop a sample plugin, you should imagine in your mind, you should imagine what it is going there in the back end. You know the flow, what will go, right? You can easily imagine, right? From Hyderabad to Chennai. Okay, you know the route very well. One person, he said, okay, I'm traveling from Hyderabad to Chennai or Chennai to Hyderabad. So when he started from Hyderabad to Chennai, once he started, by what time, how much time it will take from reach to particular destination. By this time he will be there. He will be there. How you will imagine? In the same way, in this journey, you know this thing. Okay, this by the time this is will reach this time. Maybe it's something is happen in this particular stage. So that's how the concept wise we will understand and we will give the solutions. If someone is facing issues, we will give the solutions like that. Okay. For this like imaginary, you have to imagine, you need to understand and you have to imagine. For everything you cannot see. Imagine and do the coding and debug it and you can see, right? So this is a technical definition. So for this one, I can give a simple two examples. Okay. So variety of actions, I said like a save, okay, create. You have a what the code operations we have: create, update, delete, right? Similar up, assign. These all are assign, share. These all the operations we have. Okay. So here I'm just giving it two scenarios where we can write a plugin. So when you want to perform a data like a routine data, so like when you create a contact, for example, you want to generate the data age automatically. You enter a date of birth. Okay, till this date, whenever you are creation, you want to calculate something data age of the person. Example, there you can write a plugin. If you ask me, sir, I can achieve even with the JavaScript also. Yes, you can achieve with the JavaScript also, but some place I told you, right, that the age calculation is important. If user browser is not working, user facing some issue, those are important thing you can do with the plugins, right? I am just giving the concept where you can do the things, right? And other thing, grab the data from other systems. So like here you want to retrieve the data, right? When you are creating a contact, you want to get the data from the other system like SAP, Salesforce, some other system you want to get the data, right? So that scenario also you can write a plugin and you can consume their services, web services in here. Okay. So these are two scenarios where you can do this. Okay. So here the events, right? What the events we have. So I told you that we have an execution pipeline. So execution pipeline, we have a okay execution sorry event execution pipeline. We will have that one like a save to database to user click on a save as per our scenario, right? Here that pipeline we have a that total pipeline. Okay, that will take it as a total pipeline, have a particular stages. For your simple understanding, you will start from Hyderabad to Chennai. You will take a stops. Okay, you can take like a between some stops, right? That like similar to that. We have some stages. Okay, one stage is complete, then it will go to second stage completes, then it will go third will complete, then it will go four. Okay, we have a total 4 stages in the execution pipeline. This is very important. And total, when you develop a plugin, you will understand on what stage your plugin should be registered based upon your requirement. This is a key. What stage should be registered and what the purpose, right? So here we have a 4 stages: pre-validation, pre-operation, main operation, and post operation. Okay. So pre-validation, pre-operation, main operation, and post operation. So pre-validation, where once the user click on a save, right? Anyway, the client side JavaScript will trigger on save event. Then once that is successful, then it will go to the server side. Server side, the first stage is like a pre-validation stage. So this stage, what is that? In this stage, in the pre-validation stage, system is not, it won't open the database connection. before opening a database connection, this is a stage where you want to perform like this user have some proper permissions, some this entity, or where you want to some validation, right? So that during that time, you will use this one pre-validation. But pre-validation stage plugins, it will be very rarely you will write it in this stage, very rarely, because these stage pre-validation stage plugins, most of the times people will go for a pre-operation plugins. Okay, specific requirement where you want to check the some user privileges or some validations in the that, because this is before database connection opens. Okay, pre-operation, before going to that, each stage will be given a stage number 10. Validation is a 10. Okay, pre-operation is 20, main operation is 30, and post operation is 40. Okay, in plugin code, sometimes you might see these numbers early. If you are writing a early binding, and there we'll see these numbers, they may be registered something, they are binding the events. Okay, so there you can see this number. Sometimes the events validation also they will check in the constructor. So if the plugin is triggered on this 20, they will check that validation also some of the times. Okay, so that is clear, right? Pre-validation. So pre-operation, after database connection opens and before saving the data into the database, during that time, this stage will be executed. Okay, before saving the data into database and after open the connection, database connection. So this is the stage where you will insert something into the target. You want to insert something into target, or you want to write some validation, you want to cancel the save, right? So here in the pre-operation stage, if you get a plugin error, this whole transaction will be revoked. I mean, so in your plugin, first step, you want to create a one record that is executed successfully. Second step, you have a something you want to delete. Delete operation is got failed. That means your plugin is got failed. So if you ask me, my delete operation is failed, but in the same plugin, I have created records also. What it will do? Your plugin it fails, that entire transaction means in your plugin through plugin code, whatever the operations you did, all the operations will be revoked. Okay, because here database connection is open. In pre-validation stage, if plugin fails, it won't revoke because their database connection is not opened. That is clear. Okay, so next one is the main operation. Okay, main operation. So main operation stage, we will not able to register any plugin. You cannot do anything in this stage. This is where actual database saving it's happening in the database in this stage. So in this stage, you will not able to write any plugin. You will not able to register any plugin in stage number 30 because this actual data will be saved in the database in this stage. Okay, post operation. Once the data is saved in the database, right? Man data vachesi database save అయిపోయింది. Okay, now your data is saved in the database, right? You want to perform some other operation. So నాకు కావాల్సిన డేటా వెళ్ళి నాకు డేటాబేస్ లో సేవ్ అయింది. తర్వాత నేను వచ్చేసి మళ్ళీ ఈ డేటాని వేరే ఎంటిటీలోకి మూవ్ చేయటమో లేకపోతే వేరే ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ సిస్టమ్ కి పంపించటమో ఏదైనా చేయాలనుకున్నప్పుడు then we will write a plugin and we will do it. Okay, so first whatever the data you have that is saved in database, after saved in database you want to perform some other operations. It may be sending a data to the another system, or it may be you want to do the after saving the data you want to do the calculation and update in another table. Okay, or you want to send an email after save the data in database in the post operation. I'm telling the scenarios where you will do this post operation. Okay, and this stage is like a 40. So here we want to discuss one more topic, synchronous and asynchronous. Okay, synchronous and asynchronous. Okay, synchronous means it's in just simple words. Synchronous means you have a first line of code you executed. Until that code is executed successfully, the control wait there. Line 1, line 2, line 3. Each line the control will wait there. Once it's successfully executed, then only go to the next line. Asynchronous means it just trigger. It doesn't matter that the control doesn't bother anything, is get succeeded or failed, nothing. This in asynchronous, it just trigger and go, trigger and go, trigger and go. But later in the background, that will be asynchronously processed. It succeed or failed, it captured. Okay. The synchronous means synchronous. Once user click on a save, until that all the operation performs, use for user, the screen will be freezed. It will be freezed. Asynchronous means it will be trigger, user will be unblocked. It will be executed in the background. It succeeded or failed, you can find in the system jobs. Okay. So here also, what are the stages will support the synchronous? What are the stages not support the asynchronous? So here synchronous will supported by all the stages. Asynchronous only supported by pre-operations, sorry, post-operation stage only. Okay, asynchronous will be supported by the post-operation only. That is clear. So I told the architecture. This is an old diagram. Okay, but it will be easiest way to understand. So in the background, okay, you will use the CRM applications, CRM tools like XRM toolbox or workflow or a plugin, whatever it is, right? Once you trigger a save button, okay, in the background we have a CRM web services. So there is one topic called CRM service out of box services. Like we have a discovery service, okay, I organization service. Okay, that we will discuss next topic. Okay, so for everything, once you click on a save, it will give the data message to the IR organization service in the background. Even from your in the CRM also, if you click on save, that message will be passed to the IR organization service. IR organization service will pass to the execution pipeline. In the execution pipeline, right, these all the stages. Just assume, imagine these all the stages where you have a stages here. You can see, right? These all the stages. So what you will do once the message comes to here, request message, it will go to the first pre-event. That means pre-validation stage. Okay, pre-event means pre-validation stage. It will execute successfully all the plugins in this stage. Response will come back. You can see the response will, it is backing to the down. It successes. Then it will go to the again pre-operation, right? Second stage. Then it will back. Then it will go to the platform core operations, means it's a main operation stage. Once the main operation performs, we have a post operation here. Earlier, CRM 2011 or 20 CRM 4.0, we have one more stage called pre-post operation. Now that stage is removed. So like we have a pre-validation, pre-operation, right? So like we have a one more stage also, stage number 50, I guess it is that. Now that is no more. Okay. So here, all these stages in the above stages, it's not supported. That post operation will support the asynchronous operation in the diagram. Okay, this is clear in this diagram. Are any questions? Okay, if you don't have any questions, then we will start the another important topic. Okay, sir, CRM services.